Not the world out there, but the world in here. The noise never stops. Screens glow. Opinions flood in. Everyone has something to say. But the real battlefield has never been outside. It lives quietly within you. Between your thoughts, beneath your reactions, inside the space no one else can see. Take a moment. Look at your phone. Now, look at your mind. Who has been occupying it lately? How much of your mental space is being taken by people who no longer deserve access to your inner world? People who misunderstood you, doubted you, questioned your intentions, reduced your worth to the limits of their perception. You don't respect their opinion. You don't seek their presence. Yet somehow they remain, echoing in your thoughts, interrupting your peace, stealing your attention. This is how emotional energy is quietly drained. Not always through confrontation, but through remembrance. You believe you've moved forward, yet your mind keeps returning to places your life has already outgrown. I know how heavy that can feel. The sting of being misread, the exhaustion of explaining yourself, the silent disappointment when your sincerity is treated casually. And often, the people who cost you that peace have no idea what they took. Your calm, your focus, your clarity. So today, we stop the bleeding. Today you practice something rare. Strategic indifference, not coldness, not denial, not pretending you do not feel, but mastery, the quiet authority to decide what deserves your attention and what does not. Because attention is not a small thing. Attention is life. Where your attention rests, your energy follows. And what you continuously give energy to, you strengthen. Dale Carnegie once wrote, "Never waste a minute thinking about people you don't like." Simple advice, difficult discipline. Because the mind has a habit of revisiting unresolved pain, as if repetition might somehow rewrite the past. But consider this carefully. Most of the people living inside your thoughts are not thinking about you at all. While you replay moments, they have moved on to new conversations, new concerns, new days. Yet you remain tethered to an echo. Here is the truth that begins your freedom. You cannot control what people did, but you can control how long they remain within you. Some mistake anger for strength. It is not. Anger is attachment. It binds you to the very thing you wish to outgrow. Real strength is quieter. It is the ability to release, not because the past was acceptable, but because your future deserves your full presence. Indifference in its highest form is not numbness. It is emotional maturity. It is understanding that not every misunderstanding requires correction, and not every opinion deserves a response. You stop reacting, not out of weakness, but out of self-respect. With time, another realization emerges. Not everyone who hurt you was cruel. Some were simply limited. Limited in awareness, limited in emotional depth, limited in their capacity to understand a life different from their own. You cannot expect depth from those who have never learned to look inward. You cannot expect consistency from those still guided by impulse. You cannot expect clarity from those who avoid truth within themselves. Some people are comfortable at the surface. You were meant for deeper waters. And depth by nature is quieter. Once you accept this, forgiveness becomes less about them and more about freeing yourself from carrying what was never yours to hold. The Dhammapada reminds us, there is no one in this world who escapes criticism. Speak, and you may be judged. Remain silent, and you may still be misunderstood. So if judgment is unavoidable, do not surrender your peace trying to manage it. Criticism from the unwise is only noise. And when noise fills a room, you do not argue with it. You step away from it. Remember this: proximity shapes perspective. The people closest to you influence more than your mood. They influence your direction. Stay too long among those who doubt everything, and doubt begins to feel reasonable. Remain where ambition is mocked, and shrinking starts to feel like belonging. This rarely happens dramatically. It happens gradually, quietly, until one day you hardly recognize the size of the life you once imagined. So be discerning. Not everyone is meant to walk beside you forever. This is not arrogance. It is alignment. Life moves like a river. Some arrive for a season. Others depart without warning. Clinging to who people used to be only delays who you are becoming. Let them go when it is time, not with bitterness, but with composure. What feels like loneliness is often life-creating space. Space for clarity. Space for growth. Space for relationships that meet you where you truly stand. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your mind is not a waiting room for other people's chaos. It is a place of governance. And you are its steward. Feel what you feel. Honestly, do not rush your healing, but do not build a home inside temporary pain. Let emotion inform you. Then allow wisdom to guide you forward. Trust deeply when trust is earned. Care fully when care is mutual. But never anchor your worth to another person's ability to recognize it. If someone fails you, it reveals their character, not your value. So pause and ask yourself gently, who expands my life? Who drains it? Who brings clarity? Who brings confusion? Your energy is not limitless. Spend it where it is honored. Not everyone deserves front row access to your becoming. Some belong in the distance, and that distance is healthy. When you stop pouring energy into what cannot sustain you, something remarkable happens. Your mind clears, your breathing deepens, your attention returns to what has always mattered, and you realize you were never truly stuck, only distracted. So lift your gaze, return to your center, reclaim authorship over your inner world, because this life, your one unrepeatable life, is too meaningful to be governed by noise. Walk forward now, not in defiance, but in direction. The outer world will always carry tension, but within you there can be steadiness. Guard that steadiness. Protect it with quiet discipline. For when you learn the balance of an open heart and a discerning mind, very little outside you will ever have the power to shake what stands within. Keep going. Do not look back for too long. Nothing grows behind you. Stop dwelling on what cannot be rewritten. Stop negotiating with what if. Your life is asking for your presence, not your regret. Your horizon has been waiting for you.